No, profits aren't the only business of business. So you guys want to know, like which is it? That's what we want to know. Where are we at? How can they both be correct? How can the no argument presented by Alberta be correct? How can the yes argument by Friedman also be correct? The outcomes that I would hope that we got to in addressing this, right? In addressing this, I want to find this common place where we need to be. And the common place, folks, where I want us to get is intentionality. What is my intention? My intention is to profit and do no harm. That's where I want us to get. Profit with no intended harm. And in the event that I find that I am harmful, I work to address it. I work to alleviate the harmfulness of my product, of my service offering, right? That's where I want us to get. I want to get to the intentionality where I say, no, it's not what I intended to do. I didn't intend to put chemicals into my product to make a person become addicted to them. I did not intend, when I think about Merck and the Vioxx product, my intention was to alleviate pain. That was my intention. I did not intend for individuals to have heart failure as a result of my product. Or I didn't intend for it to be uncovered. I didn't intend for it to come out. I didn't intend to continuously produce vehicles knowing that they had a faulty gas pedal. But we understand historical accounts of Ford and its Pinto product, where Ford understood in the late 70s that they did have a defective gas tank. And executives began to calculate what the cost would be to call all those vehicles back. And they decided to not recall the vehicles. Why? Because of the cost of recalling the vehicles. Bad example? Here's a good example. Tylenol, right? Tylenol. There was a tampering situation with Tylenol products, resulting in the deaths of 7 people. Tylenol did a full-blown investigation to find out, did it happen during manufacturing? When I say Tylenol, I'm looking at the umbrella corporation, Johnson & Johnson. Did it happen in the plant? Did it happen at a store level? Right? They brought in consultants. One consultant said, hey, here's what you do. You pull all of them off the shelves, right? Pull all the capsules off of the shelves, right? Replace them with tablets, okay? So another consultant came in, and that consultant said, that's going to cost too much because people got headaches, right? People need the pain alleviated. Temporarily pull the product off the shelf. Change the name of the product. Repackage it and place it back on the shelf. So the executives at Johnson & Johnson had a decision to make, folks. Understanding that they were losing ground to the manufacturers of ibuprofen, right? Because the Tylenol product wasn't as popular anymore. Understanding that they had negative press and negative publicity in print, television, billboards, etc., because of the cyanide contamination in their product. The executives acted with a moral compass. The executives acted with moral character. Not only did they pull the product off the shelf, right, they made sure that they did a buyback. So if you bought capsules, bring them to the store. We'll replace them with tablets. Okay? They invited the media in and said, you know what? As we find out, the media will find out. All right? So the executives acted in such a way that allowed them to ultimately rebound, right? Tylenol was able to rebound. They were able to get their market share back. They were able to get their rightful place in the market because they acted accordingly. Okay? So my argument, when we begin thinking about intentionality and being socially responsible and accountable, in the long run, you will be more profitable for being responsible. Okay? In the long run, you will gain your market share. In the long run, for those that have ethics, right? For those that are in touch with their morality, you'll be able to sleep at night, knowing that you made the best decision at the given time. And even if you find out that your decision was wrong, like, hey, I made a mistake, I'm a CEO, I made a mistake. We come to that discussion of accountability, folks. Hey, I gotta be accountable for this, right? I gotta be accountable. It's not about income, going back to this discussion, but there's a biblical parable. For those that love money, they'll never have enough. So for some, it may be this, where they say, hey, I don't need sleep, all right? I got this. But my responsibility as an educator is to ensure, right, that you hold your level of intentionality, you hold your level of moral consciousness above a profitable gain. Now, why do I say this to you now? I don't know which one of you is going to become a CEO one day. I have no idea. Some of you, several of you, many of you may be in key leadership positions in the top companies of this world. My goal is that you transform organizations. Don't go to Kellogg. Don't go to any particular company. Don't go to Procter & Gamble and say, well, hey, I saw something unethical, so I'm going to quit. No, you don't do that, all right? Because every time you see something that's not quite in alignment with your moral compass and you quit, you'll never be employed, okay? But your job, right, your duty as an ethical business constituent, as an ethical business leader, is to not perpetuate immorality. Right? That's your job, right? To be able to shine some light, to be able to be a positive force and a positive influence, not only transforming yourself, right, financially, socially, economically, etc., but the constituents that you are responsible for, employees, investors, and community stakeholders. Question.